What's up, sandworm?
What's up, baby mama?
Beppe? Beppe. We noticed that there's a restaurant by us now that came out of nowhere that's called Beppe. So now we can't stop calling Toad Little Beppe.
Little baby Beppe.
Little Beppe man.
And that makes you Beppe mama.
Beppe mama. Beppe.
This is how the weird sounds that we make start.
Well, this is our whole in the car all the time. What we said today, we were like, ooh, Beppe. He comes from Beppe Farms.
Beppe Farms remembers.
Beppe Farms remembers. He's staring at me.
But then it just de-evolves into us doing the blit blat.
Yeah. And we're just like, Beppel, Beppelman, Baps, Beppel.
And I think a lot of people confuse our conversations because the only conversations they hear with us is here.
Yeah.
But in real life, a lot of our conversations are just me going,
Me and you live in the woods and we have our own language. What is that movie, Nell, where she can't talk? I never saw that movie.
Something like that.
She make her own language? Well, if you lived in the woods, you don't know English language, you just make up sounds for things. That's what we do.
That's where words came from.
Yeah.
Like babies can't really speak, but they can go mama, mama. Easy. And then all of a sudden people were like, oh, mom, I guess from now on women will just be mama.
Yeah. That's all your baby has right now. So that's you.
And then they get a little smarter and they can make that da sound and they go da and they go, okay, second, I guess that's dad.
I guess that's you. And then third, they're like, fucking asshole. And then they're like, well, that's Tenney.
You know what's crazy though is you know what one of the oldest existing words that still means the same thing is?
No.
Like, I don't know how old mama actually is. It's probably really old.
No, my guess was no.
Oh.
What is it though?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah, it's like 8,000-year-old word.
Weird.
Like Sumerians used to ask for alcohol.
Older than yes and no?
Well, yes and no is not yes and no globally.
It's oui and no.
You know what the most common word is through all the languages? Like you can go anywhere in the world and say this word and people will know what you're talking about.
Fire?
Nope.
Fuck?
Nope.
Damn it.
Taxi.
Taxi.
Isn't that crazy?
That makes sense though. True.
And I think all airline pilots have to speak English. I think that's like somewhere along the line of creating the rules of flying airplanes. They were like, okay, everybody can't speak their own language. We all have to speak one language. So let's just choose English, I guess.
That doesn't seem fair.
It doesn't seem fair. But you can't really have hundreds of planes in the air if there's one guy in an airplane somewhere going, Beppe.
Beppe. Hey, can I get air traffic control? Land at 145 Beppe. This episode is already so stupid.
This episode is already off the rails.
Speaking of words and stupid knowledge, that cinnamon thing really hit last week. It's really taken over the nation this week, taken over Twitter.
It's a cinnamon world, I guess. People, you really brought it to the forefront.
You really thought I was such a dumbass, and then smartest person alive, Courtney Block, and other smart person alive, Josh Mallerman, both were like, well, we didn't know. And I'm like, oh, well, I am in the fucking clear.
I am always willing to say that I am wrong about things, and I was wrong about cinnamon.
I know. It's just, and it's not, and this seems to be the general consensus, which was mine, was just like, I've just never bothered to put that much thought into it, and neither had anybody else. So then when you find it out and you're like, like, okay, just never really stopped to think about it.
It's pretty amazing. People were, though, on my end of the spectrum, people were grossed out to see cashews.
Yeah, they're really gross. And you still said it weird. What is happening?
I just did it again. Why did I do it again?
Why?
It's in my brain now to say it wrong.
Cashews. Not cashews. Cashews. Yeah, those are vile. If we're ever on a road trip and we see cashew trees, I'm gonna fucking run. It's gonna be like when we see a ghost, it's gonna be worse. This fucking cursed, sickening thing out of here. If you guys didn't do it yet, this is 2 episodes in a row where we're really telling you have to see what a fucking cashew on a tree looks like. So if you haven't done it yet, it's a strike against you. What else? You went to the Comic-Con this weekend and I chose not to go.
I did. It was overwhelming. I think whether or not COVID is over, people have decided it is over.
Oh yeah. It's completely different in some states than it is in other states. Like Michigan has been just open for a long ass time.
There were so many people at Comic-Con, and before I even walked in, like I saw the line of people and I was like, oh, I have to get a couple in the tank first. So I went to the bar and had two, and then I walked around and literally saw 6 vendors selling comic books at a comic book convention. Like, it was so crazy. This is the first comic book convention I've ever gone to and did not buy a comic book.
Well, it's a good thing you got the graphic novels in Canada.
That is correct.
But yeah, the lineup was not that great this year at all. I always leave the dates open. Like, I initially wanted to go, and Christina Ricci was supposed to be on it, and that would have like 100% made me go, but she had to dip for like work engagements or something, so I didn't go. And then yeah, you just wanted to go, and that was what was the point of this, was that you weren't going to like meet a certain celebrity or see anybody. You literally just wanted to buy comics, and you could have just fucking went to a comic book store.
Yeah, for sure. This felt like a giant. Do you know what YumaCon is?
Yeah, that's anime shit.
This is, it felt like Motor City Comic Con was a giant YumaCon.
I see that.
Like, the biggest lines for people getting autographs were like voice actors from anime.
That's cute though.
Yeah.
That's a nice pop for them.
Yeah. But I mean, call it Motor City Pop Convention or whatever.
Yeah. You said you saw some comic book guy last year who remembered me.
What?
You said some comic book writer guy or artist guy.
Oh yeah, Simon Beasley. I was sitting at the bar drinking with him and his companion, and he said, "Oh, I remember you from the bar from last year." And I said, "Yes." And he said, "You had a tie on last year." And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "And you had a pretty companion with you." And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Where's she?"
Oh, it's cute.
And I said, "She's not here, and she's not that pretty."
Oh,
I didn't say that.
groan from the crowd. I'm not, though. I look like a worm. What else? Oh, and you saw my friend Greg Maston.
I saw Greg from Voyager with a 3 as an E in Voyager.
Mm-hmm. Me and him have known each other for a very long time.
Yeah. And we talked and drank, and I got hammered at the convention.
Yeah.
I spent way more time at the bar than in the convention, just talking with Simon and Greg and people from like the Kubert Art School and just tons of people talking to and getting drunk. And then I did one of those things where it was a point where I was like, oh, I have to go.
Mm.
Like, I realized I didn't really know what I was saying anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you called me drunk from the Uber back like 3 times. And I remember the first time you brought up, okay, the boyfriend that I was dating when I first met Greg, and then we all hung out for like a long ass time. Like, I dated him for a long time. When it ended, that boyfriend like sent out a fucking email blast or a Facebook blast. I don't remember what it was, or I think it was a Facebook status. And because me and him had been together for a long time, we'd basically grown our friend circle together. And he sent out a thing that was like, y'all have to make a choice. It's either her or me, and you need to unfriend her on everything. And if I find that you haven't, I'm going to unfriend you and we're not going to be friends anymore. I swear that really happened. Like, so fucking embarrassing. I was like, okay, bro, get it together. Skip ahead to the future. We are friends now. We are fine. He is married. Everything's fine. But that was really because I took it. It was shitty because a lot of people did take his side, and I was like, whatever, okay, bye. I didn't even do anything. Like, we literally broke up fairly amicably. Nobody did anything. It just ran its course. And then he pulls this shit, and I'm like, and a bunch of my friends just straight up abandoned me. But the whole point was Greg brought it up because he's one of the people who didn't fucking abandon me.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was nice.
I have had many friends lay that line on me at some point where they're like, well, you can't be friends with her anymore. And I was like, what? Like, but when you say that, you reveal yourself as a terrible friend. Yeah,
it was bad. Because we had, like, not even kidding, probably on Facebook at that point, like 200 friends in common. And I lost, like, probably 75 people unfriended me after he made that declaration. And I'm like, well, fuck all y'all. And then swear, like, almost all of them would DM me and they'd be like, well, I'm still going to be your friend, but, like, I just don't want drama with him, so I'm just going to do it. I'm like, why don't you suck my entire balls? Have a backbone. Jesus Christ, don't DM me on the side because you're scared of him like he's the mafia. Get out of here. Jesus, that was so dramatic. But anyway, we are fine now. We have seen each other a bunch of times. I saw him and his wife walking their dog the other day, and I literally pulled my car over and pet their dog. So, like, we're fine. But at the time, it was, like, very dramatic times.
I used to be, I was never like that, but I am in a process of growing. I have spent my life trying to evolve to become better. I am no longer, I used to be a shitty skeleton, right? Now I have some shitty bones left over in me, but like my skeleton is not shitty anymore.
Right.
But I used to be super jealous when I dated people.
That sucks.
It sucks. It sucked really bad. And I think about being that person. It sucked really bad.
Yeah. All you're doing is poisoning your own brain because all of that shit, like 99% of the shit you're coming up with is fucking so wrong.
Yeah. And it's very shitty and terrible to do. And I have tried to work through it and I have made my apologies. And some people have accepted them and some people have not. And that's their right either way. Like, I understand. Like, I am glad I am not like that anymore.
For sure.
And then on the way home from Comic-Con, when I was calling you.
Well, I have something to bring up about that too, but you go.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to bring up the fact that it was so funny to me. I think this was the second time you called, but like, I'm like, where are you? And you're like, I'm in Uber. And I think I was on a speaker like most of the times that you called me. And one of the times, I always expect people to be like more chill when somebody's around when you're talking out loud. But at the end of one of our conversations, you were like, okay, bye. Like, so I'm like, you just did that in front of the Uber driver. How awkward.
I am who I am. I gotta be me.
I like died. I'm like, he really went for it. That's so awkward. Now the car is just silent after he did that.
I'm just me. I just do what I do.
Okay, no, you go.
Oh, so I was driving and I was a mile from my house. And I got a text message that a bunch of friends that I hadn't seen literally in, some of them I haven't seen in 10 years.
Oh yeah, I don't know about any of this.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're at Gus's, you should come up. And I was like, I'm already drunk. And I was starting to sober up. So I was kind of getting that like headache, early drunk headache because the alcohol was wearing off.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I was like, I can go home and I can nurse this headache. Or I can go to Gus's, see these people I haven't seen in 10 years and probably drink through the headache.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You can reset it.
Yeah. Like I can hit a second wind and just go for it. So I decided to go to Gus's and see them. One of them was my friend Alex, who I hosted my very first podcast with, The Oddest, back years and years ago. And I performed Alex's wedding and he was trying to tell me about all his kids are teenagers now. And that was bumming me out. And then my friend Eric and my friend Johnny, who had been my roommate for a few years. But yeah, just crazy to like, and then other people showed up at Gus's and it was like this whole, I don't know if it was the four of us coming together, but then just tons of people that I hadn't seen in 10 years showed up. And even though I was drunk, I kind of drank through it and I was almost sober again for a little while. People started telling me the craziest rumors of why they hadn't seen me.
What?
Crazy.
Oh no.
Crazy. Like they thought because I don't know, just because we stopped talking and we grew apart, they figured there must be a good reason. Multiple people asked me about how my divorce went.
What?
What?
What divorce?
They heard I got married, had a kid. She divorced me and left me.
I mean, no.
No. Every time one of these stories started rolling around, like there were people waiting to hear like how I would respond. And I was like, that's not true.
What the fuck? Well, somebody had to have started it somewhere.
I don't know where it starts. Like most of these, I just didn't know where they start. One of them had me, I have spent the last 5 years in jail. You
have been on Instagram for about 15 years posting in front of a UFO. Where is this family? Like, what are they? Nice research.
How am I going to all these conventions if I'm in jail?
Right? You have a body double?
So crazy. So insane.
Kind of sweet.
I guess I just don't know where they start and where they come from. And then I realized like the people who are telling me this stuff, and this is not a knock against whatever. I'm just saying everyone that had heard a crazy rumor about me was married with kids.
Yeah, they're just trying to find some excitement.
That's what I think it is.
We're going to gossip because we're boring.
Yeah, they're like locked into a life, right?
Nope.
They never go out anymore. They never see anyone. And in their brain, they're like, Tenney, by this time, must be in jail. Like, he must be married and divorced. Like, I don't know what their brains are doing.
Well, they have more time for research than anybody. They should just get on the old Google and figure
I
that
think,
out.
you know what though? I am part of my peer group. I'm the part that like somewhat understands technology, but then there was a whole nother group that didn't.
No, but listen, what if they did do the research and they found that John Tenney actor guy and they thought all of his married and divorced shit is you?
Oh, that's possible, maybe.
Well, there you go.
I just kept going, what? All night long. When someone told me I had been in prison for the last 5 years, I was like, what? And then I literally had to ask people who have seen me at Gus's for the past 5 years, like, have I been in, I had to ask them, like, have I been in jail for the past 5 years? And they're like, no, you were here last Tuesday.
If anybody could talk their ass out of jail, it'd be you. And
That is
probably-
true. That is
and-
true.
Yeah, both of us. They're like, you don't really want to do this.
But it was good to reconnect with old friends and I guess put to rest rumors that are floating around out there.
Yeah.
One of the rumors I did find out was from an ex of mine,
Mm.
and that kind of bummed me out.
Which one was that you were in jail?
Yes,
What a fucking loser.
I know. And it kind of hurt. I said today on Twitter, like, it kind of hurts my heart when someone that you really thought you loved, like, is going behind the scenes and like trying to do damage on you.
Yeah. Some people are getting all spicy on Twitter lately. I'm here for it. I'm gonna just sit back like I can't like your tweet right now because of drama, but I would like to like it. Oh, I wanted to another thing that we did the exact same thing yesterday and today, like Groundhog Day.
It was Groundhog Day. We did do the exact same thing.
No, we had to go to the post office twice. We had to go to the court. We went to get food, whatever the fuck we did. But anyway, we picked up our PO box stuff today.
We had to go to court. We had to go to court because Jessica's been in jail for the past 5 years.
Well, basically, I'm not going to talk about it, but not in jail yet. But anyway, I just want to say thank you to Ashley Dunaway. They sent me the funniest artwork. Listen, it's in a big package and it was smashed between cardboard. And I thought it was going to be like a drawing of Toad or a painting of Toad. So I got ready to just see that and I opened it and it's the most fucking ridiculous, amazing 80s, 90s tastic picture of fucking Steve from 90210. And it says, Stud Mania out of control on it so big because Steve said that on the show. And then listen, I got home and realized I have fucking Steve on my shirt right now that I have on today. I opened it with Steve's shirt on.
It's all coming together.
I know it's all coming together, baby. Oh my God, can you imagine when I meet him finally? I meet him at a con. I'm going to be so fucking excited. I'm going to be like, you are the cornerstone of the show.
I've met him.
I know you have, but I haven't. I'm gonna. Because they're all doing cons now.
I met him when him and Tara Reid were doing Sharknado, the first one.
Yeah. And he's still doing those. There's a trailer for a fucking new one. So I'll see him somewhere. I know I will. And he seems so fucking nice. And then I was
wait, by the way, before we get too far away from it,
what?
I saw Mike Smith at Motor City Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Smith had heard that the reason I don't drive is because I had all my driver's license taken away from multiple DUIs.
You don't have a license because you just don't.
I know, but there's look at that. Another rumor. I forgot about that.
People are fucking ridiculous.
Craziness.
That makes me scared to know mine. Still, the best one I ever heard is when I was bartending, and nobody on staff told me that there was a rumor that I had a metal leg or a wood leg, and nobody ever fucking told me for so long. I'm like, I've literally worn shorts here before. Do you see a metal leg? Anyway,
Maybe they thought only part of your leg was metal.
Yeah, maybe.
Like the part between the knee and the ankle.
Yeah, I need to know other ones though. If you guys have ever heard any crazy rumors about me and Tenney, either DM me or even better, leave a message on our fucking listener calls line and tell me what the rumors are. And that number again is 313-444-5170. Leave a message. And then I was also going to bring up, bro, every time I see you now, you're wearing the shirt that Olive Garden sent us. It's like your favorite shirt.
That's because it's summertime. I'm outside.
It just says, I heart pasta on it so big, and the heart is made out of noodles. I'm so happy. We love Olive Garden so much.
I'm outside. I'm mowing the lawn in my I Love Pasta shirt.
Oh my God, I love it. Just
my dad belly hanging out the bottom.
We're so stupid. I have a 90210 shirt on. You have an I Heart Pasta shirt on. We're just like, just authentically us at every second. So dumb.
Do you want to know how unauthentically fucking really nerdy I am?
What?
So, I love suits and ties and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wearing my I Heart Pasta shirt and some jeans mowing the lawn the other day. And I thought, that's not what you're supposed to wear when you're mowing the lawn.
What are you supposed to wear?
So I ordered a pair of work pants.
What the fuck are work pants?
And 3 short sleeve shirts. Because in my brain, like I see men working on the lawn, but I see it like as Ward Cleaver.
Like your white shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah. These don't have to be from the 50s.
No, but I'm like, if I'm going to be outside, I want to look like a gentleman.
Oh my gosh, you little nugget. You're gonna get an old can of Schlitz, some beer they don't make anymore. Just find an old can in somebody's garage and carry it around out front.
I have many of them. By the way, wearing that I Love Pasta shirt, I have a new neighbor across the street from me, and he called out his name, and so I walked over and told him my name. And the first thing he said to me is, "I love Olive Garden. I love that shirt."
Sweeping the nation, baby. Ooh, speaking of Del Taco, we went to Del Taco today, our old favorite fucking place, and they canceled Beyond Meat, and we're never going there ever again.
The dream is over.
The dream is over. We will just go to Teebs now, and Taco Bell is Teebs, and Olive Garden, and that's all.
Yeah, I mean,
we're retired unless I read their stupid statement and it said something like we're exploring other options with them or blah blah blah. Explore this.
Gonna miss it, but oh well.
Stupid. We're not going there anymore.
Not going there anymore. We barely, I mean, they were closed so often and the food there was getting like subpar.
Well, somebody else, I read this on a vegan food blog too. That's where I read their statement, but somebody else said it too, that like literally the whole time you had it was during the pandy. Nobody could go out and your hours were cut. So when the fuck were we supposed to buy it? Like, yeah. They said the same exact thing me and you said.
We am smart.
I wanted to tell you about this client I had on Friday, tattoo client. And because I always ask people like what they do so I can hear about their crazy job. Because a lot of my clients have cool ass jobs and they're just super smart and just like killing it in their industry.
You know, when we record, because we're recording a little earlier today, when we record, I've noticed that we both talk faster and we do way more topics than even normal.
Yeah, we were doing it pretty late for a while and then we have nothing left.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you just think about in the past 20 minutes, how much we've talked about, we have jumped topics hundreds of times in the past 20 minutes.
I mean, I think it's a normal amount of time.
Go ahead with your brow. I did not mean to interrupt this important conversation.
But this lady told me that she's a medical librarian. And I was like, what the fuck is a medical librarian? I didn't even know that was a thing. And she said that she researches stuff for doctors, like at the hospital. I'm like, that's amazing. And then it's like kind of a well-known Metro Detroit hospital, whatever. And I was like, are we like special? Is it cool that we have one? Are they rare? Do other hospitals have them? And she's like, no, it actually is kind of rare and cool that we have one. She's like, they are becoming more obsolete. And I was like, does it have like old models and like specimen jars and crazy shit in it? And she's like, sadly, no. Yeah, she says just like a bunch of files and stuff. And I told her I was friends with a bunch of cool librarians. And I asked her if they had a microfiche, and she said no.
Oh.
I know. And I texted all this to Courtney Block. I was like, I met a medical librarian today and she was so cool. And I brought up microfiche. And Courtney Block writes back in all caps, yes, motherfucking microfiche.
I was watching Courtney's live stream on Instagram earlier this week. And I said something about microfiche. And then I went to sleep and I can't remember the design. I've been working on this now for like 3 or 4 days. I can't remember the design, but I was wearing a shirt that had a tiny fish on it. And he was looking at a newspaper or something. And it said microfiche.
Yeah, perfect.
On the shirt. And I've been trying to redesign that shirt because I want to wear it now.
Yep, I want you to wear it too.
Microfiche.
Microfiche.
Microfiche. So
it is microfiche. Toad am microfiche.
I'm really bummed out that my mentor Craig years ago, this is probably 25 years ago, he stumbled into a guy who was selling microfiche machines from a library that had closed, and they were like $10 each. And I was like, what the fuck do I want one of those for? And Craig's like, you want one? I was like, I don't want one. So Craig bought one, and I think now, God, I fucking missed out.
Well, how the fuck many tubes and shit do you have? Don't you need all the things?
Yeah, but it's also just fun to have it.
Oh my God. There's got to be one somewhere.
Yeah.
Surprised you don't have one.
I know. I've got slide projectors and movie projectors and tape recorders, but I don't have a microfiche machine. If anybody out there has one in working order.
Then you can just mow your front lawn in your little 50s outfit and go roll a table out there and sit on your microfiche. What's up, neighbors? I was going to say, too, that your dad came over this weekend, and to entertain him, you went to John Wick 4.
Oh, my God. My dad came down for family reasons on Sunday. Went and visited my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. Then he came over my house.
Just to mentally torment you.
And he had been here for like 30 minutes, and he's like, where can I watch John Wick 4? And I was like, I don't know. I think it comes out on streaming this week or something. I want to go and see it. So I tracked down like the theater that still has John Wick 4 playing. I did not realize walking in that it was 3 hours long.
Yeah, you played yourself super hard.
Oof.
I can't believe you stayed awake that long.
He did. He stayed awake the whole time. Loved it. Thought it was great. Even me, kind of enjoyable. Not bad. Just nice. Keanu Reeves doing super cool stuff, you know? Yeah. And then he came back home, yelled at me because it was too cold in my house. And then Monday, he just did a million things. He like went to English Gardens and was going to buy this like $200 concrete angel for the backyard of property up north.
How the fuck did he think he was going to get that out, even if he got it in there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's a really strange bird.
He's a very strange bird. And then he woke up probably around 6 o'clock in the morning this morning and went up north.
And he's gone.
See you later, Dad.
And he's gone.
That guy, I don't know if it with your dad or with your mom, like my dad, we can be sitting on the couch together watching television like we were yesterday. And my dad can do something which will immediately drive me into a fucking full fury.
Not my dad. No, never. My dad's a sweet angel. My mom, yeah, I couldn't. I could not.
This is, we're going to play out for the listeners what my dad will do that drives me insane. Okay. So you're going to play the part of me. I will play the part of my father. I'm going to cough, and then you're going to ask me if I want a drink of water.
Okay, go ahead.
Sitting on the couch watching TV, and my dad does this.
First of all, ew. Second of all, do you need some water?
Don't start that shit. I'm not fucking choking. I don't need a fucking glass of water. I will get up and leave right now if you can't sit here while I cough.
I would leave my own house. That literally raised my blood pressure like 20 points in 5 seconds.
My blood pressure just, my eyes pop, my ears start ringing, like everything just is like, oh my God.
No. And to think you did that for 2 years, he lived with you.
Almost 3.
No, he's insane. It's cool. And
he doesn't cough like a normal person. He doesn't go like that. He goes exactly what it is. He goes like he's literally fucking choking to death.
Right? You learned your lesson. You just fucking let him keep doing it.
Bye, Dad. Good seeing you, though.
Just be like, I would bring you some water right now, but I won't because you're a son of a bitch. And see what he says about that.
Nope, I just don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
Trauma.
And it's like 70 degrees out and you put your heat on 80.
Oh my God, he made me turn the furnace on last night.
I know, it's literally in the 70s, and at night it's like 67.
I woke up, and I'm upstairs, so all the heat rises. So I woke up this morning, and it was like 82 degrees in my room.
Worst. And then we went and seen an advanced screening of this movie called The Blackening. It doesn't come out till June 16th, so we saw it so early. And it was okay. I feel like they meant well. It was cute. It's like an all-black cast horror movie. I think it's supposed to be a horror comedy, but like it wasn't funny enough to be a comedy, and it wasn't straightforward enough to not be a comedy. So I don't know what they were trying to do, but I like some of the ideas they had, and I thought the actors were good, but it just wasn't like completely there for me, unfortunately.
Yeah. When we were talking about in the parking lot, it was fine, but I feel like it was an editing problem.
Yeah, something was weird. Like some of the jokes weren't that funny, and yes, the editing was weird. I feel like if they made a second one, it might be really funny. And then again, too, I'm like, am I supposed to think I don't know. I'm like, is it not enough jokes for me? Because it's not supposed to be a horror comedy, but I think it was.
I think it was. They showed the trailer for it before John Wick 4.
Yeah, and they cut it so it's right. I thought the trailer, I got so excited, and then the movie, I'm like, this did not translate.
And the trailer was like, had really good jumps and scares, and the jokes seemed really funny.
Yeah.
But then when we were watching it, like both of those things weren't as scary or funny.
I know, it sucks. I like it's like a kind of a Scream type of movie, and the antagonist in the movie, I like the design. I thought they looked really cool, and there was other thing in the movie where they like, it's not a spoiler if I say they play a game, right? They play a board
No,
game.
they show it in the trailer.
Okay, good. Yeah, they play this like they
Because
find
the game is called The Blackening.
yeah, so they find this weird old board game in this like Airbnb they're staying at, and the game is just very creepy. Like I like the idea of a lot of the stuff in the movie. It just wasn't executed right. Like I wanted to be so excited for it, and I was just like, oh.
And there's some genuine laughs, like in the theater. Like I laughed, you laughed. There were times when the crowd laughed.
Yeah, I just wanted it to be like 40% funnier. I don't know. But I thought all the characters were good and it looked good. I feel like if the whoever wrote and directed it made another thing, I'd be like, hell yeah. But for a first movie, I guess for a first movie, if it's their, yeah, we decided they've done some TV stuff when I looked it up, but they haven't done movie shit. So maybe for your first movie, it wasn't bad. I just like got really excited about it. And then we're supposed to go possibly to a screening this Tuesday of The Boogeyman, which is a new movie based on a Stephen King book or story, I think. And then the main girl in the movie is young Natalie from Yellow Jackets. So that's sick because she's a really good actress.
I'll watch it.
I know I want to go. I'm trying to figure it out. I got some shit to do. My dad's coming over to build my fence this weekend, and I have to see if we're done by the time we have to leave for the screening. We should be done though.
We should be done.
I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. You never had a boogeyman when you were a little girl?
I mean, I saw real ass ghosts in my house, but I didn't have like, I didn't see them as a boogeyman, or I didn't like make up imaginary friends or anything.
Did you ever think that there was a monster under your bed?
No.
I straight up have like a horror movie memory of like my feet hanging over the bed and me being so scared that something was going to grab my feet from under my bed.
Okay, well, I had that feeling, but I didn't, I guess not all the time did I have it, and I didn't ever attribute it to like one thing was always there. It just was a creepy feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really hoping the trailer is pretty good. I just really hope it's not a CGI nightmare. Like, I really hope they don't show it barely at all. Like, please don't show me a terrible looking thing.
Yeah, I haven't watched Evil Dead Rise yet.
Mhm.
I've been too busy watching the Jack Reacher series on Amazon Prime.
That's very random to me, yeah.
It's because my dad wanted to watch something last night.
Mhm.
So I put on the first episode and he fell asleep. And then I was like, oh, that wasn't bad. So then I watched the second and third episode.
I have to watch the Jury Duty show.
Is that a Pauly Shore thing?
No. It's like
Didn't he do a movie called Jury Duty?
I don't remember, but it's a show on Freevee, and it's like a reality show. And what's his name? One of those Chris people is on it.
Pratt, Pine.
Is it Chris Pine? It might be Chris Pine. Oh, it's fucking somebody. But anyway, it's like a jury duty in LA, I believe. And everybody on the jury is acting except this one fucking guy. This one guy is just like a poor, sad, but like he thinks everything that's going on is real, and they all have parts and they're all acting, and they're just filming his reaction the entire fucking time to all the nonsense.
Didn't they do a reality show like that already?
I mean, that's kind of like the Truman Show, but
No, but I mean, wasn't there, you remember that? Wasn't there a show called like Average Joe or something like that?
oh yeah. No, was that a dating show? Was that a bachelor show?
No, it was like like everybody was ganging up on again, but everybody was an actor except for one guy who thought he was actually on a reality show, and everybody else was just pretending to be on a reality show.
Yeah, that's how this is, I guess. But it's supposed to be really good. I gotta watch it.
Also, I watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Katie said that was just delightful.
I had a really good time watching it. I would say that movie is for me.
Wow.
And it's got Hugh Grant in it for some reason.
I really like Hugh Grant, even though he's kind of gross. Has
Mm.
done bad things, but I like him.
It was for me. We saw the trailer for it and we were like, what is that movie about? And why is Hugh Grant in it? You don't remember seeing the trailer,
Oh,
do
I
you?
do. The trailer was like a fucking shit show.
Yeah, horrible CGI mess nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched the whole movie and I was like, oh, that wasn't bad.
Maybe I'll watch it on streaming. I'm not gonna run right out or anything.
Yeah, it's free on streaming now, I think.
Already?
Yeah, that's why I watched it. I was like, oh, it's free?
Really?
Yeah.
I was assuming Katie tweeted that because she went to the movies.
No, I watched it on either Prime or Paramount Plus.
What?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna.
You're not
hurry.
gonna watch that movie.
I might watch it.
It's full of dragons and elves and stuff. You don't want that.
I used to love that movie with Dennis Quaid and the fucking dragon and David Thewlis.
Ooh, Dragonheart.
That movie is good as fuck. I was a different person back then.
You were a more fantasy based nug.
Oh, those were the days. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, can we be done now?
Yeah, we can be done now.
Okay, I gotta do some shit. I gotta get some shit done.
Okay, go do some shit.
All right.
I have to recoup from my dad, my high blood pressure.
Seriously.
I just got out of prison.
Oh no, go take a shower.
I gotta go call my ex-wife and talk to my kid. I gotta clear up all these DUIs I got.
My God, seriously.
Jeez. If only my life was that fucking exciting. Can you imagine what this podcast would be like if all that shit was real?
Yeah, and I'm just like, will you accept a call from fucking
Michigan State Penitentiary?
And I'm like, I will accept. And then you come on like, what's up, loser?
And you'd be like, what's up, number 6464216?
Be like, I miss you so much. I picked up your mail today. Okay.
All right, I'm done.
All right.
Good talk, loser.
Good talk. Beppe says bye.
Bye, Beppe boy.
Little Beppe. He's
The little Beppe.
the whole time just running around outside barking. So if there's barks on this podcast, sorry, not sorry. Ooh, Beppe.
Oh, Beppe. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Beppe.
Bye, Beppe. Little Beppe man.